Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning trading session. Bear with me here a moment, please. My chart's a little bit late loading. I'm going to need just a moment here to set everything up. Let's get the screen share going. The market's just opened up, and it looks like a relatively quiet open, not quite what I was expecting, especially after yesterday's monster session. No shortage of volatility this week. The market making huge moves higher and lower. Been a bit of a refreshing change, and it looks like the pace is picking up here again. So we'll stay with them just a little bit here while they sort things out. Okay, it looks like I just noticed here on the Eagle, we are in trend mode for about 20 minutes, so pretty much opening range, scalp mode for opening range, after which we're going to be moving into trend mode. Well, won't that be nice? The market did hit trend mode yesterday after a little bit of a choppy start to the day. And it's almost looking like they're doing the same thing here. Okay, here on the Hawk, you can see a lot of yellow bars, a lot of sideways congestion. This is very characteristic of a sideways scalping market. We're producing a green bar sell signal here. Now, the green bar sell signal is a signal that we can actually trade counter trend. It's the counter trend signal for the Hawk. Ooh, I don't know if I want to go in that heavy to start the day. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put a runner in. Oh shoot, come back here now. All right, well, we're getting a hard edge bounce here on the Raptor to coincide with that Hawk signal. So perhaps I'll take a look at this instead. Now, again, this is still very early. We're only about 5-6 minutes into the day. Vic is saying, Eric, Adam, told me to ask you about the manual for the Raptor. All right, well, it's a work in progress. It's not finished, but I do review the signals every day in the room, and I'll review them as often as you need me to. So please don't be shy about asking. If anybody um, is having trouble with any of the signals, please ask. I'm not the kind of person to get annoyed because you keep asking the same question over and over. You can even use another name if you think it might bother me to keep answering the same question. It doesn't, honest. All right, so the market fading. Oh, look at that. Here they're coming back now to that hard edge bounce signal one more time. All right, let's put it on for a second push. That's what I intended. This too will be a number 3 signal, a hard edge bounce. So we're getting the prompt hard edge buy forming. And this a little bit of what in trading parlance we call a crapshoot. Because the market is sideways, I'm going to try the market to the upside. It's the trading equivalent of dipping your toe in the water. All right, let's try to run this out. There's been a little bit more volatility in the market of late. Let's see if I can get this trade to go somewhere today. Maybe even get a one and done. My favorite kind of trade. Come on, keep going. All right, that's far enough along that I'm going to take the trade to break even now. Or even below that little swing. Maybe I'll dial back the ATR a little. There we go. No, get away from there. Again, this is kind of part of the scalping environment where we're going to get the larger swings coming through the market. And if I were smart, when Trade Forecaster says we're in scalp mode, I would take my profit when I have it. But to quote Forrest Gump, Mama always said trading stupid. We were at a friend's house not that long ago discussing classic movies. Shoot. And my friend's daughter, who's, I guess she's early 20s, says, "Oh, I love the classics like Forrest Gump." And we're all looking at each other. Forrest Gump, a classic? Didn't that just come out a few months ago? Nope. All right, so that nice little reversal signal there, that soft edge sell, you can see it developed. It wasn't all that quick. It's not that we couldn't take advantage of the trade, because we could see it coming off of this test of the extreme. Made a brisk move here to the hard edge, which is the target, or the first target, for the soft edge sell. If the market is starting to unwind and going to try to head lower, the clouds will start to cross, we'll get a number one signal, and then we will have a trend change signal in play. All right, are they going to come back with yet another hard edge bounce? Or are we going to see another little rally here, another test to the extreme, and another failure? That could be a very attractive sell. If it continues to look like these highs are going to hold, that could make for a very attractive shorting opportunity. Okay, so here another with trend signal, well, with trend, a hard edge bounce signal. And come back here a little bit. It's kind of running away on me. Shoot, I was just going to try a second push on that one. Vic's asking, Eric, where does the narrow line right to the right of the forming bar come from? Okay, if you're talking about that little envelope that you see appearing every once in a while around the Raptor bar, that's associated with the Geiger counter. It kind of gives you the short-term bias. Oh, here's that sell I was looking for. Let's try to short this. So right now, this little envelope here around the bar says that very short term, the Geiger counter has a bit of a bearish slant to it. If you're talking about the vague little numbers that are above and below, that's part of the logi counter. That should be part of your Raptor set, and you may not have activated it just yet. All right, here we go. They're going to try to push the market lower, maybe, kind of, sort of. Again, this is an early test. We could bracket this trade as well, you know. Here, why don't we try that? Because the market is a little indecisive. See, we're getting a hard edge buy, so we could buy above Well, here, I'll set the sell order first. So to do an OCO order, we're not going to use the trade manager here. We're going to bracket by right-clicking and placing our orders on the chart. And if you have a stop enabled, the trade manager will automatically engage your stop loss order as well. These orders are live the moment you put them on. So what I tend to do is sometimes I'll place them a little bit further away and then bring them in to where I want them to be. Oh, and every once in a while that happens, and it's very annoying. And Ben just told me that my version of not Trade Manager, Ninja might be a little bit too old. So I'm going to have to update that perhaps over the weekend. So what happened there is I just got stopped out immediately after my fill. As I said, I think it's a little quirk on my end. Well, we're really seeing a bit of a sideways range here now, aren't we? All right, let's try the OCO function again. Hopefully this time it won't do that little double stop out. So I'm going to look to buy above there. We're getting another hard edge buy. And, well, they keep knocking at the support level. Maybe I'll continue to try to short this one. A better one to sell is down here off this low. All right, this time I didn't get the double stop out. Let me enable a stop. And we'll do that. Click accept. Okay, now I have a stop in play. I don't want it to roll just yet. In fact, I'm going to put my stop below here, closer to the hard edge. it's just the nature of the market today. They do not want to commit. It's a little bit undecided. And I suppose, going into a holiday weekend, it shouldn't be that much of a surprise. The holiday, of course, next week, July 4 on Tuesday, markets will be closed. A lot of traders looking like they're going to make this an extended long weekend, extra long weekend. Okay, so nothing following through to the long side, and they're going to try now here a cloud crossover. So this a little bit of an early cloud crossover signal. Okay, and now we're back to the lows of the morning. Oh, I actually broke the lows of the morning. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be a little bit more bearish here today. John's asking, good morning, Eric. When looking at the cloud, I see four lines, the hard edge, the soft edge, and the two other shades of blue. Will you explain what the two other shades of blue mean and how that helps us in trading the Raptor? All right, so you've got the two hard edges and the two soft edges. The hard edge, I suppose, is going to be the more influential, because when the market encounters the hard edge, we anticipate some sort of reaction. We're about to get a number one signal here too, folks, so we'll want to keep a lookout for that, a selling signal. The soft edges are more just to show you the directionality of the cloud. All right, so there's the number one signal. We get a second push on it. Can I cover it up there? No, of course not. All right, let's try this again. So these shadow lines in here, I haven't studied them very much. You can see occasionally we get little reactions off of them. But by and large, they're just to help show you the directionality of the cloud. Now, when the cloud becomes very wide, that shows you an overbought market. And of course, if it gets very wide to the short side, it's an oversold market. This, by the way, not very wide. This, much wider. In fact, one of the room owners, one of the Raptor owners, used to track the width of the cloud. He would be constantly measuring the width of the cloud because he knew after a certain point when the cloud, say, became, well, you can see here it's 10 points, 14 points. When the cloud started to get, say, over 10 points wide, the chances were good that there would be a reversal. So he would then get his sell signal and he would look to short. All right, so back into the hard edge. We're coming out now. Maybe we're going to produce a sell signal. We're into yellow bars. My goodness, what a mess here today. Paul asks, how do I go from sim mode to live trade? Well, you'll want to check with your broker. They're a little bit different. Some of them, when you're in sim mode, you'll be working here in global sim mode to make sure that everything is in sim. You'll want to make sure that your trade manager, here's the easiest way, is you just make sure your trade manager is on the right account. And hold on, I'm not going to do it. Oh, I guess we don't have a live trade. So, oh, but we just did get our hard edge sell signal. Okay, never mind. So you go to your trade manager and, oops, sorry, wrong way. Your account right here. You'll pull from the drop-down menu to get the account that you want. And you'll just select your account number. And then you'll be trading your funds. Trade manager will resort to your funded account. All right. Dare I try another OCO? So we'll short down here, we'll buy up here. It's OCO day today. Because quite honestly, this market is so balanced, I can make a case for it to go higher or lower. We've got all three signals here within the matter of 10 minutes. This one should be a little better. Okay, so we've got another number 3 hard edge sell signal forming. Okay, we're short. I'll throw a stop in above the high. Let me get rid of the auto break even here in case the market actually has some follow through to it. Okay, here we go. Almost. I almost thought that they were going to make a move there. It would be nice to get a little bit of breathing room here on the trade. And boy, Steve says, I'm short and praying. I heard of a Jewish fellow who he was a trader. He used to go into the church across the street from his office and pray all the time for his positions. Piotr asks, good morning, Eric. What is the best broker for NASDAQ, Dow Jones, gold, and oil, also the DAX, in your opinion? Today, FXCM screwed me up with the spread going from 1 pip to nearly 5 pips. Well, excuse me, I'm assuming that when you say pips and you're asking about the futures markets, that you weren't trading a Forex trade. If you were trading a Forex trade, getting a crappy fill is kind of the norm in my experience. If you were trading a futures market, if if it was a one-off, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. If it happens all the time, then you need to talk to your broker about getting you a better fill. The other thing you can do is you can change your order type to a stop limit order. And then you can set the amount of slippage that you will accept on a trade. You can set, say 1 tick slippage, which is, if you're trading a market like the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, you shouldn't get more than 1 tick slip. If you're trading oil, you probably should use a stop limit order all the time. I've spoke to a fellow recently, he was getting slipped 8 or 10 ticks on his oil trade. I said, man, you got to go talk to your broker, because that is huge slippage for oil. Oil will slip sometimes when it's moving very, very fast. Gold tends to be a smooth market overall, and usually you can get by just fine with a stop order. But even there, if the market will accept it, you can take a stop limit order and cap the amount of slippage you're going to take. The DAX I don't trade, but it is a huge market, and it's ultra liquid, so again, you should not experience a lot of slippage with it. Regarding your question about brokerage, of course, it's going to be more relevant for North American traders, but NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader brokerage, of course, works seamlessly with the NinjaTrader software. And so if you experience problems like that, you can call them up and say, hey, cut it out. All right, is it time to take the trade to break even, or shall we just leave it above that swing high for now? Just as an aside, that's the one thing I find most annoying about the Forex markets, for those of you trading Forex versus the futures, is the spread. The brokers can manipulate the spread, and it's never to your benefit. Okay, I'm going to take this trade to break even now. There we go. Futures, at least you know what it's going to cost you. You know what commissions will be. You know what your clearing fees will be. And futures fees are not nearly what they used to be. When I started trading, commissions were anywhere from $75 to $100, and people were happy to pay it. And in case you think that sounds like a lot, what's the spread on the average Forex trade? 40 bucks? You're paying a broker $40 to give you a trade? And in futures, commissions are so discounted now. A trade costs you, well, certainly less than $10 to put on. And depending on your volume, it may cost you $3 or $4 or $5 to put on a trade. Yeah, Fred says impossible to track the true volume on the Forex also. That is correct. So traders normally will track tick volume when they're trading Forex. And a Forex chart is not, a lot of people don't know this, a Forex chart is not the real value as well. For instance, again, we're trading a stock index here, so it's going to make less sense, but let's pretend we're trading a physical, like corn or soybeans or live hogs or whatever. This value that you see right here would be the actual value for that commodity. In the Forex markets, it's an estimation because the chart, depending on your broker, will be built on the bid or the ask, or sometimes an average of the bid and ask. So a Forex chart, you always have to bear in mind that that chart is an approximation. That's another reason you'll get a crappy fill in the Forex market. You may be looking at your chart and let's say you're looking to buy. Well, the next order, the next open order may actually, instead of being right here, where it's 56.48, the next open order may not be till 56.50 half. That's another thing a lot of people don't realize about your Forex chart. All right, so we're getting a little bit of room here now. Maybe I'm going to go to something more aggressive like the parabolic. I'm trying to ride this trade out the best I can because it does appear as though we are trending somewhat. Ryman says, Eric, I'm watching your ask and bid color bars. They seem unstable. Bars are not solid, moving back and forth. Yes, because it attempts to measure the bid and ask relative to the order flow. So it's unfolding really, really quick. But for a second there, we had like 20 on the ask side and only 5 on the bid side. So the bid histogram was a lot smaller than the ask. So that was a decent little move to the short side. Hooray for us. Took advantage of a quick little move lower. The little bid and ask histogram that we have here. I don't follow it that closely. A lot of times, if the market is really, really stagnant, I'll look at it to make sure I still have data flowing. Okay, back into the hard edge. It would be nice to come out of this now with maybe a number 3 signal. That would be the hard edge bounce. We might be in for a little bit of a retrace, however, just given the reluctant nature of the market this morning. The hawk already a little bit more bullish with the first micro macro cross signal. The Falcon already changing trendline color, giving us a little bit of a pullback here. All right, so we do have a continuation signal now. That is the number 3 signal. And it's probably advisable to do a second push on this trade. The market has come down a fair amount. It's made a decent retracement here. So the buyer's obviously trying to buy the market up. So if you're going to take it, you're going to look at doing a second push on the entry. And I think this is the kind of trade that you really want to take profit on target in case this turns out to be a reversal. There is still a little bit of room for the market to move lower here, but it's not the ideal setup. All right, well, they brought me in. I think I'm going to get a lot more aggressive here with my stop. I started my stop way up here, but I think I'm going to roll it down here above that little swing. Come on. No. No, they're going to tap me here and put in a little bit of a reverse, I think. Yeah, I think we're getting a trend change. Oh, we did right here on the Falcon. We got ourselves a late filter entry signal, so that causing the market to retrace a little bit. So now the buyer's going to take their turn at the market. Oh, sorry, I looked away for a moment and I missed that first micro-macro cross. Here on the Raptor, however, we should produce a early cloud crossover signal. So you can see the clouds, the soft edges have turned over. The hard edges are going to take a while to turn over. So when you see this kind of thing developing, and it seems as though the market's going to try to make a move higher, you can anticipate a cloud crossover. So technically, the cloud crossover occurs when your clouds change direction. So we've gone from a bullish stacking to a bearish stacking. The clouds cross, and then there's a pullback. Sometimes it's a big pullback, sometimes it's a little pullback, but there's a pullback, and then we will get the cloud crossover signal. That's the number one signal. So you can see we're getting that kind of thing trying to happen here. The clouds are starting to cross. We've got part of the soft edge already in bullish mode. I haven't seen much in the way of a pullback. The hard edges are going to take a while still to cross. That's why I'm thinking I may look at an early cloud crossover. Russell says, or is asking, do you like the 4-arrow consolidation on the hawk? Well, yes, it is one of my favorite signals. This, however, I would not consider to be a 4-arrow consolidation. A 4-arrow consolidation has well, the best ones have a bull or bear flag flavor to them. So for instance, right here, this would be a good 4-arrow consolidation. 1, 2, 3, 4 signal. Boom. Down she goes. The 4-arrow consolidation is the only hawk signal I will take on a yellow bar. So what we've got going on here currently, oh, I see how you're seeing it, Russell. Sorry, my mistake. You're looking at it like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, a sideways pattern is also acceptable. The problem with this one is not the signal, but where to cover it. Probably should cover it at least down there. Yeah, sorry about that, Russell. I missed an arrow. I thought you were including this one. So when the market starts to go sideways or gives you that bull or bear flag flavor, the flags are the best signal. But if you can't get a flag, a sideways pattern is also acceptable. Oh, looks like I got my early cloud crossover signal right here. Not this first signal, but the second one. Remember, when the clouds are crossing, and because I want to get on this one a little bit earlier, because it's going to take a long time for the hard edges to cross. So the majority of the clouds have crossed, right? The soft edges are stacked. The hard edges are starting to curve up. So there's my change. There's my pullback. Here's my signal to buy. Right there. And this market now getting a little bit more of a bullish slant to it. So it looks like we're going to get a second chance maybe at a cloud crossover signal. The hard edge is just about crossed over. We're going to get this pullback. I thought that maybe the market was going to rally out like this, and then the clouds would finally cross, and then we get a cloud crossover signal way up here. Well, now we have the problem again. Where do I cover the trade? Right? At the very least, the hard edge, ideally down here, but that's a lot of ground to cover. At least if I take the earlier entry right here, I can start my stop right there. Oh, there it is. Oh, come back here. Oh, you scoundrels. Oh, there's the trade anyway. Stinkers. Next resistance line, not here until 56.96 quarter. put that on the shelf for now. Not a bad morning, though. I've avoided doing too many stupid things so far. Morning's not over yet. So the eagle making a pretty good crossover here as well. Wow, trend mode for about 3.5 hours, according to the trade forecaster. I think this is going to be an instance where the trend mode is telling us that the volatility is going to reduce. The size of the swings is probably going to be less dramatic. We're getting a mixed bag of signals though, and I don't like it when this happens. It just kind of suggests that the market is going to wander as well. You can see here the eagle has gotten bullish, the raptor is bullish. However, the falcon has already produced a trend change signal lower, and now the hawk is producing a first micro macro cross lower. It's not that you can't trade both sides of the market, where you get a buy signal and there's some follow through, you get a sell signal and there's some follow through. Then you come back with another buy signal and there's some follow through. It's not like that doesn't happen, but your best trading days are going to be the ones where the market seems to be paying off in one direction. And it makes it a lot easier to trade too. A lot of times when we start the day, if I have a position pay off in one direction, let's say I buy, and the market goes up and hits my profit objective, I will favor buy signals over sell signals that day because it seems as though the market is paying off to the buy side. These types of days where the market is paying off both ways are a little bit more difficult. So after a short-lived cloud crossover signal, we're coming back now with a possible cloud crossover signal to the short side. So here's the deal. Ideally, I want to go two swings back, right? So there's swing one, there's swing two. You could still be in this trade. However, you need a very, very deep stop to pull it off. All right, so here we got the trend change signal lower now, the number one signal. So the market obviously fighting itself. We're getting signals higher, we're getting signals lower. And now we're just drifting sideways. Is that the best the sellers can do? Might be open to another buying opportunity if that's all they can muster. Well, this is similar to a hard edge bounce as well. You can also consider it a second push entry on the number 1 signal. So we'll see whether or not we can get some follow through here now to the short side. Come on, it's not too much to ask. Come on, sellers. There we go, come on. At least get down here to try to retest the lows, which would be my profit objective. Doggone it, came so close to hitting my break-even trigger. And just flinched a little bit there before I could make any adjustments, but what I'll do is I'll get them on the next push lower. There they go. Not going to give them a lot of room here. Okay, that's all they get. I do think the market will try to tail off here a little bit, by the way. If you are in this trade, you may choose not to be quite as aggressive as what I am on it, but yeah. All right, well, that's all right. I'll take the break-even stop out. Like I said, I do think prices may drift a little bit here to the short side, but I think I've had enough fun for one day. A reminder that no trading room next week because of the Independence Day holiday in the US. The markets are really going to be non-existent on Monday, and their markets are closed Tuesday. Everybody's going to be too hungover to work on Wednesday, and so let's just take the week off and recover a little bit. So I hope you have a great week, and I will catch you the week after. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.